Brad Pitt's highest-rated movie role on Rotten Tomatoes was just a cameo. Steve McQueen's 2013 historical biography, 12 Years a Slave, came about when the director ran into screenwriter John Ridley at an agency event in 2008. They liked each other's styles and resolved to make a film together, specifically about slavery in the United States in the 19th century. McQueen's longtime partner, Bianca Stigter, was the one to find Solomon Northrop's 1853 memoir, 12 Years a Slave. Thanks to the popularity of McQueen's film, everyone knows the tragedy of Northrop's life. Born a free man in New York, he was visiting Washington, D.C. in 1841 where he was drugged and kidnapped and taken to Louisiana. There, he was enslaved by a planter, and it took 12 years for him to get help to free himself. Racism and slavery were worse than you think. Ridley and McQueen developed the film together for many years, and it wasn't until about 2011 that Brad Pitt's production company, Plan B, became involved. With Pitt's clout driving the production, more investors became interested. Michael Fassbender, who worked with McQueen on the movies Hunger and Shame, joined the cast, as did Chiwetel Ejiofor, who plays Northrop in the film, and Lupita Nyong'o. Thereafter, several notable stars also signed on, including Benedict Cumberbatch, Paul Dano, Paul Giamatti, Alfred Woodard, and Sarah Paulson. Pitt himself, who is credited as an executive producer, also took on a small role. He plays the Canadian abolitionist Samuel Bass, who openly expresses his anti-slavery values to Northrop. As in real life, Bass ultimately proves to be instrumental in Northrop's eventual release from slavery. 12 Years a Slave came out in fall 2013, and it was a gigantic critical and financial success. It made over $187 million at the global box office against a $20 million budget and was nominated for 9 Academy Awards, winning Best Picture, Best Supporting Actress, and Best Adapted Screenplay. It has a 95% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 377 reviews. It's widely beloved and admired for its unflinching look at the U.S. dark past. 12 Years a Slave is the highest-rated film to feature Brad Pitt on camera. When it comes to the films that Pitt has executive produced, and there have been many, 12 Years a Slave still has a lower approval rating than movies like Selma, Moonlight, and Minari. Pitt's Plan B Entertainment vacillates between outsized studio productions that he can star in. It also backed his 2025 racing flick F1, and smaller, lower-budgeted dramas that get a lot of critical attention, like 2024's Best Picture nominee Nickel Boys. Indeed, Pitt has been an executive producer on 10 Best Picture nominees and 2 winners to date, Moonlight being the other one. Moreover, many of Plan B's films directly address the concerns and stories of Black Americans. As an actor, though, 12 Years a Slave remains Pitt's most acclaimed film, at least by Rotten Tomatoes standards. Only slightly below it, with a 94% approval rating, is Bennett Miller's 2011 true story baseball drama Moneyball. That movie, which was daring for dramatizing how unimportant romance and instincts are when assembling a baseball team, featured Pitt as its lead character, unlike 12 Years a Slave. The third highest-rated Pitt movie on RT is Tony Scott's 1993 crime film True Romance, which boasts a 93% approval rating. Pitt, however, only has a few lines in that movie, playing a perpetually stoned wastoid. Meanwhile, he has a slightly larger role in the 2015 satirical financial crisis dramedy, The Big Short, which he also produced. That film has an 89% approval rating and is tied on RT with the ultraviolent 2009 World War II actioner Inglourious Bastard, itself directed by Quentin Tarantino, who, as it were, also wrote True Romance. Pitt, of course, has also starred in his share of stinkers. They include director Ralph Bakshi's 1992 semi-animated crime flick Cool World, which only has a 4% RT rating based on 51 reviews. The Pitt-starring 1989 horror comedy Cutting Class is also poorly regarded and only has a 14% approval rating on the site. Pitt's lowest-rated film as a producer, meanwhile, is the 2006 coming-of-age dramedy Running with Scissors, which only 32% of critics liked.